probably in the mid-70s, low 70s. Great football weather.
Just in the last couple of days, it started to get cooler and brought that good football weather to town. Kicking off for the Lithia Springs Lions is number 12, Ben Mullenix. Back to receive for the Rams is number 11, Kareem Maddox, along with number 25, Toy Brown. Lithia Springs set to kick off. Ball placed on the 40-yard line. Mullenix running up. Here's the kick. It's a high one. Straight down the middle of the field and taken at the 10 by Kareem Maddox. Out to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Breaks a couple of tackles to the 30, out to the 34-yard line. 50-yard kick from Mullenix. And a return from Kareem Maddox of 24 yards. Ball spotted on the 34-yard line.
Good return there by Kareem Maddox. Went up to the left side of the football field. Got a couple of good blocks. Brought it out to the 34-yard line. Be a good place for Newton County to start their offensive game tonight.
Newton County will start in good field position on their own 34. Running out of the wishbone, Michael Sellers at quarterback will give you the rest of your Ram offense as we go along tonight. Sellers takes the snap. Give is to number 5, Adrian Carr, to the backfield, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, breaking into open field. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15. No one's going to get him. 10, 5, touchdown Rams. No, we're very objective people, Paul. Very good run from Adrian Carr, but has to be exciting. First play from scrimmage, 66 yards and a touchdown.
What a way to start off his year here in Newton County. It was a sweep to the left. He cut it back inside, saw some opening. He ran. He just outran the whole Lithia Springs defense.
6 points on the board just like that for Newton County. And hey, Adrian Carr will make a difference. We just learned that. Wes Billingsley set to kick the extra point. Wes Billingsley 3 out of 4 at extra points this year. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Rams lead 7-0 after only 2 plays. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Newton County Rams football here on WGFS AM 1430.
You'll find the finest items in men and women's boots.
And we are back at Homer Stark Stadium, and we're just a few seconds into this first quarter of action already, 7-0 in favor of Newton County. Wes Billingsley going to kick off for the Rams, and back to receive for Lithia Springs, Jarvis Lindley and Randy Johnson. This Randy Johnson not nearly as tall as that pitcher for the Mariners. Ram fans on their feet for the kickoff. Wes Billingsley standing on the 34-yard line, several steps off to his left of the football. Now approaching, and here's the kick. High and toward the right sideline, fielded by Johnson at the 15-yard line. Eludes one tackle, now number 32, Rico Williams, wrapping him up at the 18-yard line. Great play from Rico Williams.
Very good coverage on that play. Looks like Newton County has worked a lot on their special teams over the past week. Everyone stayed in their lanes. Johnson eluded one tackler, and Rico Williams brought him down with a good face-up tackle.
Now we can catch our breath. The ball is on the Lithia Springs 18-yard line. Lots of field to cover for the Lions. Up over center is the quarterback, number 11, Craig Locklear. Locklear takes the snap, rolling out to the right. Passes up and incomplete, intended for number 7, Roderick Cheney.
Toy Brown was on the coverage there, number 25. He showed a lot of speed staying with that number 7 of Lithia Springs. Looks like Lithia Springs is going to come out and try to test this Newton County defense with the passing game.
Second down from the Lithia Springs 18-yard line. The offensive line, Randy Hill, Brent Deal, Chris Hunt, Stephen Edwards, Chris Long, and Calvin Lee. Locklear quarterback, Travis Clark in the backfield. Wideouts, Jarvis Lindley, Roderick Cheney, and Randy Johnson. Taking the snap is Locklear, wrapped up by Jason Robbins and brought down behind the 15-yard line. Jason Robbins showing his prowess as the middle linebacker.
That was an excellent play by the middle linebacker, Jason Robbins from Newton County. He read the quarterback. He didn't fall for the little dive play, went out and made a stop for 2 yards long.
It'll be 3rd and 12, and it's on the 16-yard line. Possession play for the Lions, and the Rams coming out strong in their home opener. Splitting out wide to the left is number 14, Rob Stroud. Locklear over center. Taking the snap. Rolling out to the left-hand side, eludes one tackler. Long passes up and incomplete. Intended for Stroud. In there on the coverage for Newton County is number 6, Torrance McCullum.
Good coverage there. It was a good play by Lithia Springs. Had a fake dive, a roll to the right. Lithia Springs run the wing T formations, kind of like Georgia Southern ran a few years back when they had Tracy Ham. Newton County did a real good job on that defensive possession there.
And Lithia Springs will be forced to punt with the ball on their own 16-yard line.
A little bit more defense than we saw last week, Kevin.
Looking a lot better from the word go. Mullinax is back to punt. Where's number 11? The punt is a low one, bounces at the 35, out now to the 45-yard line, and the Rams are just going to let the Lions down the ball. It'll be on the Lithia Springs 47-yard line. It's a punt of 31 yards off the right foot of Ben Mullinax.
2 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
We'll keep it right here as the ball is on the 46.5-yard line. We'll call it the 46. First down and 10 for the Rams. Rams looking to continue the momentum. Running out of the wishbone. Sellers over center. Pitch back to Cordell Benton. Tackled at the 47-yard line. And on the hit for Lithia Springs, Stephen Edwards.
A sweep to the left there. Lithia Springs defense that play rather nicely. Defensive end came out and read the play very well and made a stop for no gain.
Second down and 10. Cordell Benton had a very good game against Heritage last week, picking up 51 yards on 7 carries. Michael Sellers over center. This time the give is to the fullback, Andy Rudd. No yardage there. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. Among others, in on the tackle, Rob Stroud, Stephen Edwards, and also number 50, Chris Hunt. Once again, no gain, and it'll be third down and 10.
What Newton County's got to do here is just continue to do what they're doing. They're not going to make touchdowns every play. Just keep working on the ground, and I think that's what Jack Cook's going to continue to do.
Possession play here for Newton County. Patrick Warren splits wide to the left-hand side. Sellers pitches back to Adrian Carlutz. One tackler out past the line of scrimmage, now to the 45, running to the sideline and tackled at the 40. Pushed out of bounds by Stephen Edwards.
On defense, number 52, Stephen Edwards.
That was a good run by Adrian Carr to the left side. Eluded several tacklers, and 52. Stephen Edwards made a great tackle, maybe a touchdown-saving tackle for Lithia Springs.
It's a gain of 6. The ball is on the 40-yard line. Fourth down and 4 yards to go. Michael Sellers still out there on the field. They may go for it here on fourth down.
Fourth down, 5 yards to go for the Rams.
Coming into the action for the Rams, number 80, Brian Jones. Now Tommy Taylor is split back. Looks like he's going to be punting, and back to receive Jarvis Lindley and also Randy Johnson. Tommy Taylor's punt is a short spiraling one, which will bounce at the 20-yard line, bounce behind it and out now to the 10-yard line, and it's going to be downed right there by the Rams. No Lions player touching the football, and it will be down on the 8-yard line. It'll be a punt of 32 yards for Tommy Taylor.
Good punt by Tommy Taylor there. He didn't want to just put his whole foot in there, so because he'd probably just put it out there in the end zone, but what he's got Lithia Springs trapped down there on the 8-yard line.
It'll be first and 10 for Lithia Springs. They're on their own 8-yard line. And for the second consecutive possession, lots of field room to cover. 92 yards worth. Locklear over center. Takes the snap, hands off, out to the 10-yard line, out to the 12. We'll check on the run.
Jason Robbins on the tackle there. He's getting a lot of movement there in the middle linebackers. What that really means is the defensive front linemen are getting a lot of penetration, leaving Tommy Taylor and Jason Robbins to roam freely right behind the line of scrimmage.
That was Jarman Moore for Lithia Springs, gaining 3.
Second down, 7 yards to go, Lithia Springs.
Second and 7 for the Lions. They're on their own 11. Locklear taking the snap. Once again, the give is to Moore, past the 15, out to the 19-yard line. With the initial hit was Telly Smith. A couple of other Rams in on the tackle.
Straight dive, straight up the middle. Lithia Springs trying to establish some kind of ball control here with the line of scrimmage. Tug of war there with the offense and defensive linemen. I think Lithia Springs got the best of that match there.
It's a first down for Lithia Springs as the gain is 8. And the ball will be on the 19-yard line. First down for Lithia Springs in this game. We've got 6:27 left in your first quarter. The Rams have a lead, 7-0. First play from scrimmage, Adrian Carr 66 yards and a touchdown. And the Rams got on the board early. No scoring since then. Splitting wide to the left for Lithia Springs, Rob Stroud, number 14. Taking the snap is Locklear. Give again is to Moore. No yardage this time. Great stop from that Ram defensive line, led by Telly Smith and Jason Robbins.
Newton County defense 85, Jason Robbins.
Good play there by the defense from Newton County.
Also in on the play, Tony Kelly, number 51.
Yeah, Tony's not a starter, but he's a junior that came in and made an excellent play there on that veer to the left-hand side. Did an excellent stop.
Second down, 11 yards to go. Lithia Springs with 2 backs and 2 wideouts. Locklear rolling out right to pass. Pass is broken up. Who tipped that pass?
That's Lamar Hibbs there coming in with a safety blitz. Got his hands up, realized he wasn't going to make the tackle, brought his hands up and batted the ball down. Great play by the young man, Lamar Hibbs.
So it'll be 3rd down and 11. And Newton County once again showing they are great on defense. So far they have allowed only 8 total yards. 5:32 left in your first quarter. Look for the Lions in a passing situation. They've yet to complete a pass in this game. Locklear 0 for 3. Locklear rolling out to the right. Now he's going to keep it himself. Gain out to the 15, now to the 20-yard line. Tommy Taylor in on the stop along with Rico Williams.
Rico Williams came from the totally opposite side of the field to make that tackle. A lot of determination in that young man on that tackle.
Ball is spotted on the 19-yard line. Not much gain, only 1 yard. And it'll be 4th down and 10. And once again, Lithia Springs will be forced to punt.
Newton County has definitely worked on their defense over the last week. They are not allowing any offensive yardage whatsoever to the Lithia Springs Lions.
Ben Mullinax is back to punt, and back to receive is Cordell Benton. He returned to punt 72 yards for a touchdown last week. Here's the kick from Mullinax. A high spiraling kick beyond the 50, now to the 40-yard line. Benton just going to watch it roll down to the 34. Touchdown there by the Lions. So at the 34-yard line, the Rams will begin their next possession. And with that, we will take this time out. We'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430.
Where do you go when you need a prescription filled?
And we are back at Homer Sharp Stadium on 1st down. Adrian Carr running the ball 3 yards to the left side. So 2nd down and 7 from the 37. Michael Sellers rolling out to the right after faking the handoff. Eludes one tackler, now brought down at the 37-yard line.
Newton County ran the same exact play. Instead of Mike Sellers giving it to Adrian Carr this time, he decided to turn around bootleg to the right side. But number 5 for Lithia Springs, Jarvis Lindy, was there waiting on him.
Brian Sutherland also in on the tackle. A gain of no gain. 3rd and 7 for the Rams. Gain of no yards on the last play. Michael Sellers over center. Wishbone formation continues. Dropping back to pass. The lefty quarterback puts one up. And it is tipped and knocked away by Roderick Cheney. Good coverage. Intended for number 80, Brian Jones.
Pretty good pass there by Mike Sellers. He just threw 3 or 4 short passes at Heritage last week. He simply aired that one out, and he threw the ball about 55 yards in the air. Just tremendous coverage there by Lithia Springs.
So Newton County will be forced to punt here on 4th down. Tommy Taylor back again to punt. He can put his whole leg into this one as he is deep in his own territory. Same 2 folks for Lithia Springs as they have been all night. Back to receive the punts, Randy Johnson and Jarvis Lindley. 4th down and 7. Here's the snap. It's a high one. Gets by Taylor. Taylor going to have to run it himself. He runs out to the 20, to the 25. Brought down at the 30-yard line. As the snap was over Tommy Taylor's head, and Newton County having some trouble on special teams.
Tommy Taylor had a high snap. There's really no chance for him to catch that ball. Did exactly what he had to do, pick it up, and just get what he could out of the play. Brought the ball back probably 10 or 15 yards, which will help the Newton County defense.
Well, that'll look interesting in the rushing stats. Tommy Taylor, 1 rush, -7 yards. Ball will be spotted on the 30-yard line. Lithia Springs begins their drive in good field position, trailing by a touchdown. 2:57 left in your first quarter of action. Roderick Cheney splitting to the left-hand side. 2 running backs, as always, for Lithia Springs. Here's the snap. The give is to Moore. Moore out to the 25, past the 25 to the 22-yard line. In on the tackle, Rico Williams and Jason Robbins.
On the tackle for Newton County, Jason Robbins.
The linebackers for Newton County is making a lot of tackles. What that means is, as I said earlier, is the defensive linemen are doing their job by occupying the offensive line, the guards, and the tackles, and keeping the linebackers free.
It's a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2 yards to go. 2:22 on the scoreboard. Just a couple of yards, and Lithia Springs will have a first down. Give is again to Moore. Looks like he's not going to get the first down as a swarm of Newton County Ram tacklers in on him, and that's what you talked about, swarming to the ball.
That's right. Jason Robbins leading the way there. Gang tackling. What you got to do is you just got to stop the penetration. If you can't bring the offensive player down to the ground, you just got to wait on all your buddies to come help you out. And that's exactly what Jason Robbins did on that play.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. No gain for Jarman Moore. They've given the ball to Moore 5 times. He's picked up a total of 18 yards.
This will be a big play for the Newton County defense to see if they can hold the Lithia Springs Lions here.
Rams up in a 4-man front. Locklear takes the snap. Give is again to Moore. Gets the first down just a couple of yards beyond. And in on the tackle for Newton County is Tommy Taylor. Also in on the hit, Torrance McCullum.
Well, that's just hard-nosed football there by Lithia Springs' offensive line, just lining up and getting ready to gear the Newton County defenders out of there, and they got 3 or 4 yards, just enough for the first down.
The ball is on the 18.5-yard line. The nose of that football closer to the 18. It's a 4-yard gain and a first down.
First and 10.
Newton County needing to suck it up now on defense. Suck up that gut. Rolling out to the right-hand side is Locklear. After taking the snap, he's going to have to take it himself. Brought down just beyond the 20, and a penalty flag on the play.
Tell you what, that Rico Williams got a lot of speed out there. Number 32 for the Newton County Rams has shown tremendous speed going from side to side. Lateral speed is something you really can't teach. It's an instinct, and Rico Williams has displayed a lot of that tonight.
The call is against Lithia Springs, and the call is clipping. So move that ball back. It was on the 18. And the penalty against Lithia Springs will help out Newton County in this situation. Referees now take the ball from the 18. And they step off the yardage. It's a 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty against Lithia Springs.
And it'll be first down. Play was annulled because of the clipping call, and they're going to push it back another 5 yards. Now to the 33-yard line. That's more like it. On a clipping call, usually it is a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty.
Ball is on the 33-yard line. It's first down and 25 yards to go for the Lions.
Defensive line's got to penetrate here. We're probably going to be looking at a pass from Lithia Springs.
Locklear takes the snap from his center. Give is to number 5 in the backfield, brought down at the 35-yard line. Jarvis Lindley brought down by Lamar Hips in the secondary.
Well, Kevin, I guess that's why they had me up here in the booth. I thought that they would pass them like play, but apparently they weren't listening to me and ran a sweep to the left side, and Lamar Hips defensed it very well.
Well, you know, perhaps they should have listened to you because they only gained, well, they lost a yard, as a matter of fact, on the play, and now they've got 26 yards to go, and it's second down. Second down on the Newton 34. Lots of yardage to make up for Lithia Springs. Ram defense and the fans like to see this. Locklear fakes the handoff, goes out to the right side, passes up, and it was in the hands of number 30, Calvin Lee, but knocked out. Some great coverage there.
Toy Brown on the coverage there. He's shown a couple of plays tonight that look like they're trying him out because of maybe his little size, but he's got a lot of speed, and that ball was more or less caught, and Toy Brown applied the hit, and it jarred the football loose, and the referees called it incomplete.
Had the ball in his hands, did Calvin Lee, but hit from behind and knocked out, and with that second down missed pass, that'll be the end of your first quarter. Your score is Newton County 7, Lithia Springs nothing, and we will be back with your second quarter of action right after these messages on WGFS.
We have completed the first.
If you bury your nose in a cloud of sawdust and breathe deep, you're going to get choked up. Unless you're the new Husqvarna 36 chainsaw with air injection, now available at Coast to Coast. Husqvarna's air injection saws run up to 20 times cleaner than other saws.
Welcome back to Homer Sharp Stadium, where we're beginning the second quarter of play tonight, and the Newton County Rams are leading 7-0. With your play-by-play, Mr. Kevin Holden.
Thank you very, very much. The ball is on the 34-yard line. The Newton 34. Lithia Springs has it, but it's a possession play. Third down and a mile and a half or so, just judging by the naked eye. And we had some trouble beginning here in the second quarter. They're going to keep the ball on the same side of the field. It's unusual. Usually they switch it over to the other 34-yard line, but they kept it on the same 34-yard line off to our left here in the press box. Third down, big yardage situation. Locklear hands off to number 2, Clee Hurley. Hurley out by beyond the 30 and out to the 27-yard line. Jason Robbins in on the tackle for Newton County, along with number 41, Lamar Hips.
A gain of about 6 or 7 yards there. I'm still in dismay of what the referees are doing by leaving each team on the same side of the ball. I'm really not sure that. I think they're going to change in just a second, but the time has ran out and they're still running the team on the same side of the field. Here we go. We're changing sides this time.
They started the second quarter with the ball on the same side of the field. They usually switch sides after the end of a quarter, and now they're going to do just that. And while they do, we see this opportune time to take a timeout, and we'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams.
Welcome back to Homer Sharp Stadium. The referees have got the teams on the right side of the field, and back with your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
Everybody is now straightened out, set, and ready to go. It looks like it's going to be a field goal attempt. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. Lithia Springs attempting the field goal. Looks like Ben Mullinex back there to attempt the field goal. Here is the snap. It is good. The hold is good. Here is the kick. And it is good. A 44-yard field goal from Ben Mullinex. 3 points on the board for Lithia Springs, and your score now Newton County 7, Lithia Springs 3. And we'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football action after this on WGFS, where we take it one play at a time. Back after this.
One thing every
Rams are leading 7-3. Kevin, that was a long kick. How many yards do you think that ball could have gone?
That ball could have gone over 50, certainly, in my opinion. A 44-yard field goal attempt easily cleared the uprights and out beyond the uprights and back to the edge of that end zone and back to where the fence is. If you've ever seen it here at Homer Sharp Stadium, it was over on the right-hand side from this angle here in the press box.
We saw a good kicker last week in Dax Langley from Heritage, and he kicked a 47-yarder, which barely got over the crossbar. The young man from Lithia Springs kicked a 44-yarder and had at least 10 to 12 yards to spare.
And that same man is now back for the kickoff for Lithia Springs and back to receive Toy Brown along with Kareem Maddox. Here comes the kick from Mullinex. It's an onside kick, goes to the 50-yard line, and the ball is fumbled at the 40-yard line. It was touched first by number 52, Marcelo Baines. It looks like it's going to be Newton County football, and Patrick Warren was the guy who came up with the football.
Good play by Patrick Warren there. He came up, the football got jarred loose from one of the up linemen. I don't think Newton County was expecting that onside kick, and number 15, Patrick Warren, did an excellent job by covering the football.
It's the element of surprise as a 21-yard kick.
11 minutes, 53 seconds.
And the ball is on the 39-yard line. First down for the Rams at their own 39. In motion is Adrian Carr, and a penalty flag as the give was to number 21, Patrick Gaither, but flags all over the field.
Got illegal motion on the tight end for Newton County. Newton County's gone back to that wing T formation. I called it last week the multiple I, like a USFL type formation, but it's the wing T. Georgia Southern and several teams run it.
And that procedure penalty against Newton County will put them back 5 yards, and they'll start it first down and 15 from their own 34. 7-3 your score in favor of the Rams. Michael Sellers over center, new formation, and the give is to Gaither. Pardon me, Michael Sellers will take it himself after faking the handoff, goes around to the right-hand side and brought down at the 40-yard line.
Good decision on Mike Sellers there to go ahead and keep the ball. The pitch man really wasn't in good position to gain any more yardage, so he did the safe thing by just tucking it under his arm and getting what he could, and he got a good 5.5, 6 yards.
He gains back what Newton County lost on the penalty. It'll be second down and 9 on the 40.
9 yards to go for the Rams.
Rams need to establish another offensive drive here and take some time off the clock and get their offense with a lot of confidence that they need.
Lithia Springs up there in a 5-man front. Michael Sellers taking the snap. Rolls out to the left-hand side. Tried to pitch it. The ball is fumbled, and falling on top of it is number 5, Adrian Carr. Michael Sellers with an ill-fated attempt at the pitch there. Should have just taken the down right there.
Dangerous play there, and that's one of the things. If you're going to run the option play, you got to live and die with your quarterback's decision on the pitch or whether to pitch or not. And number 14 for Lithia Springs, Rod Stout, made a good play, kept his hands on Mike Sellers, and forced him to make a bad pitch.
Bryant Gaither into the action for Newton County, and Brian Jones coming out. No wideouts as Newton County going to that spread formation. The reverse is to Cordell Benton. Benton only getting out to the 34-yard line. Brought down by Rob Stroud. Also Stephen Edwards in on the play.
Those two players for Lithia Springs, Rob Stroud and Stephen Edwards, have been all over the field tonight. Both of them have 5 unassisted tackles apiece.
It'll be 4th down and 16 yards to go. It's on the 33-yard line. You figure the Newton County will be punting in this situation, and Tommy Taylor is back on his own 20 to punt. Back to receive for Lithia Springs, only one man, and we'll check his uniform number. Looks like Randy Johnson. Taylor's kick is high and spiraling beyond the 50, down to the 40-yard line, and a fair catch called for at the 39 by Randy Johnson. We'll keep it here as the punt from Tommy Taylor going from his own 33 down to the Lithia Springs 39-yard line.
The offensive coaches for Newton County is definitely going to have to get something fired up with them. I think they was a little bit satisfied with that first drive with the opening touchdown, but haven't established anything since then. But Newton County has got to establish an offensive game to be able to win this game tonight against Lithia Springs.
In fact, the Rams have gained 1 yard in total offense since that first run by Adrian Carr. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lithia Springs at their own 39-yard line. Give us to Moore. Moore out to the 44 and brought down by a slew of Ram tacklers, including Toy Brown, also Telly Smith, and Marcelo Baines.
We're seeing a lot more swarming to the ball this week by Newton County, and that's definitely going to help. If you have a good running back and he tries to squirt loose, if you have a bunch of your friends there, the likelihood of him doing that is not very good. So Newton County is doing a lot better job this week of swarming to the ball.
It's a gain of 5 for Jarman Moore. 2nd down and 5 for Lithia Springs. One wide receiver splitting out to the right-hand side. Give us to number 24, who falls immediately, and he was tripped up back there by Marcelo Baines, and that was Jarman Moore who was tripped up.
Good penetration there by Marcelo Baines, tripped up the running back and stopped him for a short gain or if any gain at all.
3rd down and 4 for the Lions, ball on the 45.
4 yards to go.
Stands are beginning to get more and more packed as we move along. We've got 8 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in your second quarter of action. Newton County scored on its first play from scrimmage. Adrian Carr going 66 yards. Lithia Springs just put a field goal up at the beginning of the second quarter. Locklear taking the snap from his center. Give is out to number 5, who fumbles the football on the 40-yard line. That was number 5, Jarvis Lindley, who fumbled the football and is down at the 40-yard line. Rico Williams, among others, in on the stop.
Lithia Springs is also running the wing T, somewhat of the same thing that Newton County is running when they go away from the wishbone. And both quarterbacks are having a rough time with the pitch.
4th down and 9 from the 40, and you expect Lithia Springs to be punting in this situation. Mullinax is back to punt. He gets the punt off. It's a high and far one out to the 30-yard line and fielded by Cordell Benton, who stays on his feet to the 35 to the 37-yard line. Cordell Benton with some good running there.
Definitely a good job of that young man. He was stopped on the 34. Determination and got him up there to the 37, 38-yard line.
It's a 30-yard punt for Ben Mullinax and a return of 8 yards for Cordell Benton. So the ball is on the 38 in Newton County. 1st down and 10. Michael Sellers. Give is to the fullback out to the 40-yard line.
Newton County going back to the wishbone there. Went a straight dive straight up the middle behind their offensive linemen, Drew Denman, Charles Bray, and Doug Parrish. It really wasn't a very good gain on that play. Look for Newton County to go outside this time.
That was Adrian Carr on the run, a gain of 2 yards. Second down and 8.
Second down, 8 yards to go for the Rams.
Patrick Warren splits to the left-hand side. Sellers moving out to the left and brought down there by a very excited Travis Clark, and Sellers looking to move out to that left side. No room there.
Newton County's offensive line and also their lead backs have got to pick up that blitzing safety man, or as he plays is like a outside linebacker. They have to pick that up. They can't leave Mike Sellers there by himself to avoid that tackler.
And that'll be a loss of 5 for the Rams. Third down from the 35-yard line. And the Rams just haven't been able to muster any offense since that first play from scrimmage. They still have a 7-3 lead, however. Sellers looking to pass. It's complete to Patrick Warren at the 45. Not quite in first down territory. And brought down there by Roderick Cheney. And also in on the play for Lithia Springs, among other folks there, as we mentioned, Roderick Cheney making the stop.
That's exactly what Newton County's got to do. Newton County has got to establish their passing game to free up their wishbone attack. And what that was a fake dive to the right. Michael Sellers simply turned around and threw it to his flanker. And they gained a good 8-9 yards on that play.
It'll be fourth down and only 2 yards to go. And we'll see how Newton County plays its cards. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left, and the clock is ticking steadily along. Newton County with a 4-point lead.
Looks like they're going to go for it here, Kevin.
And Patrick Warren splits out to the left. They'll run out of the wishbone with 3 running backs. And it looks like they drew Lithia Springs offside. The flag is against Newton County, pardon me.
Well, I think Coach Cook is going to send his punting team on the field at this time. It was one of those plays where you try to draw the defense offside. It's not really a bad play because it gives your punter a little bit more room to work on, and I think that was the theology behind Coach Cook's decision there.
And the ball's on the 41-yard line after that delay of game penalty. Only 10 penalty yards for the Rams, only 19 all year long. And back to punt for the Rams is Tommy Taylor. Taylor will be back there to punt. And the punt goes up, caught Lithia Springs off guard as they had a very quick punt, and it will go out of bounds. Pardon me, takes a roll and comes right back inbounds. And down to the 11-yard line, brought down there by Patrick Gaither. That ball rolling toward the out-of-bounds side, but took a Newton County roll back toward the middle of the field and stopped by Gaither at the 11. And that will be a punt of 50 yards from Tommy Taylor.
Good kick by the linebacker for Newton County, which is doing the punting details for the offensive team. Got a good roll there. Like I said, it looked like the ball was going out of bounds and got a good kick, and has put in Lithia Springs in terrible field position.
So Lithia Springs has 4 minutes and 43 seconds, 42 seconds now, and they're on their own 11-yard line. First down and 10 for the Lions. Rams up there in a 4-man front. Back right behind the line is Rico Williams on the left-hand side. They give us to Jarman Moore, breaking into open field. Only one man to beat at the 25, at the 30. He's brought down. Torrance McCullum in the secondary. Big gain there, almost 25 yards. They've been sticking with Jarman Moore on the ground, and now he's paying big dividends for the Lions.
Showed a burst of speed there, and like I said earlier, the Lithia Springs offensive line is just doing a grudge match against the defensive line of Newton County, and this past quarter it looks like Lithia Springs is starting to gain some momentum against the defense of Newton County.
That is the first time in this quarter that either team has picked up a first down. First and 10 from Lithia Springs on their own 33-yard line. Give is to the back to the 34-yard line. Jarman Moore once again only gets 1 yard on that one. In on the stop, Jason Robbins along with Tommy Taylor.
Well, this morning I told Jason he need a couple extra biscuits to give him a little bit of strength tonight, and I think it's helped him out a lot because he's made some tremendous tackles tonight.
Newton County with some very experienced and very strong linebackers, including Rico Williams, Tommy Taylor, and Jason Robbins. All three of them playing a big part here in tonight's game. It's third down. Make that second down on the 34-yard line. Second down and 9 yards to go. Lithia Springs with two running backs, no wideouts. One man goes in motion. Give us to Moore. Stopped right there behind the line of scrimmage and stuffed at the 34-yard line. And in on that stop for the Newton County Rams, among others, is number 52, Marcelo Baines. Great hit there for Marcelo.
That's the second stop he's had behind the line of scrimmage tonight. What he's doing, he's a small-sized defensive lineman, but he's using his quickness to his advantage, and he's just squirting right by the big offensive lineman for the Lithia Springs to make the tackle in the backfield.
Jarman Moore, after picking up 22 yards on the first play of this drive, has only picked up 1 yard on the last two plays of this drive. Locklear drops back, looks like he's going to be passing, slips as he throws the ball, and it is incomplete. Just a little bit low from his receiver, and his receiver was Rob Stroud. Ball was thrown at about his ankles. Tough ball to catch, but the quarterback was falling down as he was attempting the pass.
Luck was on Newton County side that time because the receiver for Lithia Springs was 10 yards behind the closest defender for Newton County. Tough luck for the Lithia Springs team. The quarterback went down, lost his footing, and did not deliver the ball as well as he should have. Good break for Newton County.
Well, Newton County gets the luck, and Lithia Springs will have to punt, and Mullinex is back once again to punt. This has been punt after punt here in the second quarter. Cordell Benton back to receive the punt. It is a high spiraling kick. Benton will take it at the 31-yard line, up to the 35 to the 40, now to the 44-yard line. Fumbled the football at the 43.
The referees are calling it down. Good call by the referee there.
It'll be Newton County football as they ruled that Cordell Benton was down at the 43. They may spot it up at the 44.
High school association is just like college and the pros, where the ground cannot cause a fumble, and the ground definitely caused the ball to jar loose on that play.
And the ball will be on the 44, so after the 35-yard kick, Cordell Benton returning at 13 yards. And 2 minutes and 10, 2:09, 2:08 for the Rams as it's first down from their own 44. Wishbone offense for the Rams. Sellers looking to pass on first down, rolling out to the left-hand side. He's just going to have to take it himself out of the 45 to the 50, past midfield and out of bounds. Good run from Sellers, brought out of bounds by Rodney Moore.
That was an excellent play. It looked like there was a little mishap in the backfield for Newton County. Mike Sellers did all the work there, but you got to look at Kareem Maddox right there. He threw a tremendous block to spring Mike Sellers free for an extra 10 yards. Good block by Kareem Maddox there.
Turned a loss into a pretty big gain. It's still second down, and the ball is now on the Lithia Springs 48-yard line. No first down yet for the Rams, but they're looking that way. Michael Sellers looking to pitch. The pitch is to Carr to the 50, the 45, 40, 35, 30, and stepped out of bounds right before he got to the 30-yard line. Down 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Looked like he stepped out of bounds, and they're going to rule him out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So ignore anything we said about a touchdown. Sorry about that, folks. He did step out of bounds just beyond the 30-yard line.
That's a good call by the side official there. He was right on top of the play. Adrian Carr was running to the left. Excellent play by Newton County. He just accidentally stepped out of bounds on about the 27-yard line, 28-yard line, and that was a break for Lithia Springs.
It's a gain of exactly 20. Adrian Carr, though, heads up to keep on running on that play because if the officials don't see it, it's a touchdown. Michael Sellers taking the snap over center, looking to pass again on first down. Stops now, looks, and complete to Patrick Warren on the 20, 15, 14-yard line. Brought down by Jarvis Lindley. Also in on that tackle is Rob Stroud, who has to be tired after working on both offense and defense on an extensive basis.
Newton County is showing a lot of diversity here with the pass and the wishbone working. Looks to me like it's freeing up the running game and also the passing game for Newton County. Lithia Springs is going to take a timeout here to try to regroup and stop this Newton County offense.
And while they do that, why don't we take this timeout? We will be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430.
Here's a simple truth. There's nothing like getting a lot more value.
7-3 the score here at Sharp Stadium, where Newton County Rams is leading the Lithia Springs line 7-3. Kevin, what do you think about the Newton County getting in here before the half, trying to get a score?
Well, we've got 1 minute and 5 seconds to drive the ball 15 yards, and the difference between this game and the last game is the Rams are using the air effectively. They're using the passing plays effectively. Couple of completions here to Patrick Warren, 1 for 11, 1 for 13, and the ball is now on the Lithia Springs 15-yard line. Michael Sellers will take it himself on first down, go out to the 13-yard line. Looked like a botched play there. In on the stop, among others, Rodney Moore for Lithia Springs.
Newton County is going to take a timeout here and Coach Cook is going to walk out onto the field to talk to his quarterback and also his offensive team. Newton County desperately needs to get a score in here before half, be it a touchdown or be it a field goal. They definitely have to get on the scoreboard here right before half.
The Rams started this drive on their own 44-yard line. Michael Sellers took the ball himself and ran for 8 yards, aided by a great block from Kareem Maddox. Took it down to the Lithia Springs 48-yard line. Adrian Carr then on a pitch rode up the left sideline out to the 28-yard line. If he hadn't stepped out of bounds, might have had a touchdown. That put the ball on the 28, though. After that, a pass from Michael Sellers to Patrick Warren gained another 13 yards, and then with first down on the 15-yard line, Michael Sellers taking it himself out beyond the 14. Looks like they spotted the ball at the 14, just beyond it. Maybe down to the 13-yard line. Yep, that's where the nose of the football is. So a gain of 2 from Sellers. It'll be second down from the 13. The Rams now have 55 seconds left in the second quarter if they hope to put some points across. And very important for the Rams to do this because they will be kicking the ball off to Lithia Springs to begin the second half. Ball is on the 13-yard line. Rams in a huddle. Coach Cook said what he had to say, and he got out of there. Patrick Warren splits again to the left-hand side. He has been so important in the last 2 drives for Newton County, who is finally putting the ball in the air with a little bit of authority. Sellers taking it, rushing out to the left side. A pitch again out to Adrian Carr to the 15 to the 10, brought down at the 7-yard line. Only one man prevented him from scoring a touchdown. That was Stephen Edwards.
It was a good read there by Mike Sellers. Pitched the ball at the last minute. It gave Adrian Carr a good runway to run there, and that linebacker for Lithia Springs made a stop again, number 52, Stephen Edwards.
It'll be a gain of 5, third down from the 8-yard line. Sellers looking to pass, and it's incomplete. Intended for Adrian Carr, and a bad pass from Sellers on third down will make it fourth down and a few yards to go with only 23 seconds left on the clock.
Looks like Coach Cook has decided to send his kicker, Wes Billingsley, in here to try about a 25-yard field goal. Not a bad decision. You don't want to risk losing a chance to score here this late in the first half.
With 23 seconds left, Wes Billingsley will come in to attempt a 25-yard field goal.
Number 2, Wes Billingsley.
Billingsley has had some experience kicking the important field goals. Kicked 2 game-winning field goals last year. Here comes the snap. It's a little bit low, and taking it himself is number 10, Jamie Pruitt. Pruitt going to look to pass. It is complete at the 5-yard line and brought down there.
We may be looking at a first down right here, Kevin.
How about that for a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of strategy, as Jamie Pruitt completing the pass.
A lot of poise was shown by the junior, Jamie Pruitt. If Newton County comes up with the first down here, that's going to be a tremendous play. I think the referee's going to sit here and take a look at it and bring the yardsticks in.
So Jamie Pruitt, the junior, completing the pass. And the referees, here they come, to measure for the first down. And they say it is short by just a couple of inches.
Tell you what, that looks like we have the spotter Trey Cowan up here, and he's telling me that he got a bad spot by the referees there. Not any home cooking here at Newton County for Newton County at Homer Sharp Stadium.
So it's a gain of 2 3/4 yards on the pass, but just a couple of inches short of that first down.
Now Newton County's got to be real careful. They can't get down on that play there. It was a mishap, a bad snap. Newton County just got to go ahead and regroup here, stop Lithia Springs going at halftime, and get themselves together and come out for a good second half.
3, 2, 1, 0 goes the scoreboard, and that'll do it for the first half. As no alarm sounds to end that first half, but it's over with, and the Rams, thanks to a run from Adrian Carr on the very first play from scrimmage, Lithia Springs Band is out on the field, and we hope you enjoyed the Newton County Blue Rambler Band Show here on WGFS, AM 1430. Kevin Holden here with you, and Paul Dailey off here to my left, and talking about the Rams, who lead 7-3 at halftime. Except for that run from Adrian Carr, the Rams have had a little trouble moving the football, but the fortunate part about it is the defense has been there. Lithia Springs has not put the ball in the end zone yet.
That's exactly right, Kevin. We're seeing a total opposite game of what we saw last weekend up at Rockdale when Newton County took on Heritage. We saw a lot of offense last Friday night. What we're seeing tonight is a lot of defense. So what I expect Newton County to do is to talk with their offense at halftime, get their offensive team squared away, get them coming back like they did last Friday night, and have a well-rounded football team.
Paul, you're familiar with defense. What's the difference in this game over last game? What are the Rams doing from a technical standpoint differently that's making this defense that much better?
The defense, I'm keeping stats of who's who's making the tackles up here, and the Newton County linebackers have made the majority of the tackles. And what that you can attribute that to the defensive line and the swarming of the defensive line and the linebackers. What's happening is the defensive line are penetrating, keeping the offensive guard and offensive tackles off the linebackers for Newton County, and the Newton County linebackers are doing exactly what they have to do. They have to make all the tackles for the defense.
And it probably doesn't hurt that they're not facing a quarterback with the caliber of Brandon Gable.
That's exactly right. The Lithia Springs quarterback is not as proficient with his arm or his running ability as Heritage quarterback. But Newton County is doing exactly what they have to do. They're swarming towards the football, and they're putting a lot more effort into their defense than what we saw last week.
We talked about Adrian Carr and his return to the Newton County offense and what it would do for us. Your thoughts on Adrian Carr's performance in the first half?
Tell you what, I guarantee you he had a gleam in his eye when he came around that first play from scrimmage and ran the ball for 66 yards into the end zone. But what we have to do, we can't be, and I'm sure he can't be satisfied with that performance. He's just got to go ahead and establish himself again in the second half, as well as Mike Sellers and the whole offensive line and the whole offensive football team.
And that Newton County Blue Rambler band on the field and that Newton County offense marching about as good as these guys are, marching the ball down the field. At least they were in that first possession. One play, 66 yards. We'll come back and we will tell you all about your statistical breakdown of the first half. Right after this break, you're listening to the Halftime Show here on your sports leader, WGFS, AM 1430.
At Home Video, we'll prove that we are the movie.
Your third quarter of action, Lithia Springs will be receiving here in the third quarter. Newton County leading 7-3 as we head to the third quarter. Back to receive for Lithia Springs will be Randy Johnson along with Jarvis Lindley. Here's the kick by Billingsley. It's a high end-over-end kick taken at the 11-yard line by Johnson, who goes out to the 20, now to the 25, and brought down there. A crushing hit. Good hit from Jason Robbins.
Good hit by Jason Robbins. Shows a lot of confidence from his head coach Jack Cook to put him on the kickoff team. Those are kind of the times where you put your main men to get a little bit of a rest, but a lot of confidence in Coach Cook to put him out there on the kickoff team.
So Lithia Springs, once again, not very good field position there on their own 27-yard line. First down and 10 for the Lions. 11 minutes, 43 seconds left in your third quarter. Locklear rolls out to the right-hand side looking for a receiver and caught at the 40-yard line. Calvin Lee brought down at the 45 by number 6, Torrance McCullough.
Looks like Lithia Springs is going to come out here in the second half and open it up a little bit. Newton County's defensive line has definitely got to get a little bit more rush on the quarterback than what they showed on that play.
That pass to the tight end, good for 18 yards and a first down. Lithia Springs still in their own territory at the 45. Going in motion, one man, Locklear, stumbles over, gives the handoff off to the 48-yard line.
Handoff to Craig Locklear. On defense, Rico.
Travis Clark running the ball for Lithia Springs. It goes out to the 48-yard line.
Rico Williams and also Tommy Taylor on that stop. Newton County cannot give up 5 or 6 yards every play. They're going to have to buckle up on defense.
Second down, 7.
Second and 7. Locklear over center. Once again, that number 5, Lindley, goes in motion. Give it. And a good stop there by Toy Brown, number 25 on the Newton County defense.
Good play by Toy Brown to come up from his secondary position and stop the sweep, and did a good job there.
One thing that we're seeing different from Lithia Springs is they're going to a variety of runners. They had been going strictly to Jarman Moore on the ground. Now they're going to some other folks that they've got back there. Clee Hurley is one of them. Also, they've completed a pass here to Calvin Lee. Also, Travis Clark has taken the ball once here. Locklear over center, ball on the 49-yard line, going to take it himself, and at the 50 is brought down by a slew of Rams, and we love to say that word, including Marcelo Baines.
Again, good play by Newton County to swarm towards the football. The defense gave up a little bit of yards there, but they buckled down when they really needed to and forced Lithia Springs to get back and punt.
It'll be fourth down, and while we have the opportunity, let's say hello to the public address announcer at Homer Sharp Stadium, the one, the only Reg Griffin, who is also a fan of the word slew. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Locklear over center, 4th and 6. Dangerous play here for Lithia Springs. Now running out as a wideout is Locklear, and nobody is back there behind the center, so he walks slowly back to the center position, trying to draw those Rams offside, I guess. Now walks off to the right. And now there will be a flag on the play. That was one of the most unusual plays by a quarterback I have ever seen.
I think what Lithia Springs was trying to do there was try to draw the Newton County defense offsides. Again, really not a bad decision by the Lithia Springs coach. It's a delay of game. It backs them up 5 yards and gives the punter for Lithia Springs a little bit more room to work with.
Craig Locklear was over center, then ran out as a wideout on the left-hand side, but there was no one behind center, just trying to draw those Rams offside. And now Lithia Springs will be punting, and that'll be Ben Mullinax back there to punt. Back to receive is Cordell Benton. Snap is good, and here is the kick. Spiraling kick taken at the 17 by Cordell Benton. At the 20, uses that speed to get out to the 25, runs into his own man, fumbles the football, caught on the fly by Lithia Springs, and down at the 22, but a flag on the play.
I think there's going to be a late clipping call on Newton County there. The referee was reaching for his yellow hanky and threw it late. I think it's going to be a clip on Newton County, going to be declined by Lithia Springs, and probably first down Lithia Springs on the Newton County, deep in Newton County territory.
Cordell Benton took the return, and it'll be Lithia Springs' ball as they'll decline the penalty.
The penalty clipping against Newton County is declined.
And the ball is spotted on the 22-yard line. And Lithia Springs will have it there, first down. So once again, special teams hurting the Rams. Lithia Springs looking to take the lead. They have 9 minutes and 7 seconds left here
9 minutes, 5 seconds and counting.
in the third quarter. Locklear takes the snap over center, gives to Moore, and Moore is stuffed right there at the 22-yard line. Nowhere to go. Courtney Williams in on the stop, along with Marcelo Baines.
Good play by the outside linebacker, the outside defensive end, Courtney Williams there to stop the advance of the Lithia Springs quarterback. Good play by Newton County. Newton County's going to have to buckle down here on defense. They have to get their senior leadership from Lamar Hips and those linebackers to stop this Lithia Springs offense.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball is on the 22-yard line. Newton County looking to buckle down on defense, having only a 4-point lead, and their offense has not been able to move the ball since that first drive. Locklear dropping back to pass, tried to option the pass and fell, tripped at the 30-yard line, and touching him there is Telly Smith, so the easy tackle there from Smith.
Good play by Telly Smith and also Marcelo Baines, where he pushed the blocker right back into the quarterback, tripped the quarterback up, and a big loss for Lithia Springs.
It's a loss of 8 yards, and it'll be third down from the Lithia Springs 30-yard line. 18 yards for them to make up here in these two plays. They split one wide out to the right-hand side, and Locklear is dropping back. The pass is up, and it is out of the reach of that receiver over on that right-hand side. That was Roderick Cheney. Cheney using good speed, but that pass thrown just over his head.
Toy Brown is showing a lot of speed out there. He was actually beaten on that play at the 10-yard line. The Lithia Springs receiver was wide open, but Toy Brown showed a burst of speed and caught up with him and had good coverage into the end zone and prevented a touchdown.
Ben Mullinax kicked a 44-yard field goal earlier in this game. The ball is on the 30, and he is going to attempt, unless there's some sort of misdirection here, a 47-yard attempt for a field goal.
47-yard field goal attempt by Ben Mullinax.
The snap is high. Mullinax's kick is up and nowhere near as it bounces on the 2-yard line. No good, and Newton County will have some good field position after the missed field goal. Still 7-3 in favor of the Newton County Rams. Seems like it's been that for most of the game, because it has. We have 7 minutes and 33 seconds left to go, and we'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football after this on WGFS AM 1430.
Where do you go when you need a prescription filled? There's over 11 pharmacies in Covington to use. But where do you go when you need a prescription filled?
Yard line, Michael Sellers up the right sideline, 80 yards and a touchdown for the Newton County Rams. Michael Sellers taking it himself up the right sideline. One play, 80 yards. Newton County doing it in style, as their 2 touchdowns have been scored on one-play drives.
Good play there by Mike Sellers. Good read. went to the left, read the ball to the right, and went 80 yards for a big score.
Here's the point after attempt from West Billingsley. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Rams have a 14-3 lead. Here in the third quarter, we have 7 minutes and 19 seconds left, and before we had a chance to get back here, Michael Sellers running at 80 yards down that right sideline and scoring a touchdown, and we're going to keep it right here as the Rams will be set to kick off. 14-3 is your score in favor of Newton County, and the key from that play on Sellers, just running up that right-hand sideline.
That's right. He had a misdirection to the left there. All the defenders for Lithia Springs were going left, and Mike Sellers had a great read. Took the ball to the right, only had one man to beat, and outran him all the way to the touchdown, all the way to the end zone.
Of course, we wish he would have done it on second down. We would have had a chance to be here live for it as Sellers was running the ball in as we were coming back from the break. But all the same, it's 7 points for Newton County, and I'm sure you folks out there who are Ram fans do not mind. And the Rams now have an 11-point lead, and West Billingsley will be set to kick off for the Rams. Back to receive for Lithia Springs. We've got Randy Johnson, also Jarvis Lindley, and it looks like O.J. Jackson is in there. That's a good name for a football player, O.J.
Oh, yeah. Good name from back in the mid-'70s.
Newton County kicking off to Lithia Springs.
Here's Billingsley set to kick, and the kick is up. High end-over-end kick. Fielded at the 15-yard line from Randy Johnson, who now gives it to Jarvis Lindley and tackled right there at the 16-yard line. He's not headed anywhere. That stop for Newton County was by Jamal Marks.
Good play by Jamal Marks and also Jamie Pruitt there. Lithia Springs trying to spark there, get a little bit of offense going and try to a little reverse, but Jamie Pruitt and a host of Newton County defenders were not tricked on that play.
So the ball will be on the 16-yard line of Lithia Springs. And once again, the field position is bad, and that's been another key for the Rams, keeping Lithia Springs deep in their own territory throughout. We've got 6:57, 6:56, and ticking away in the third quarter. Locklear gives to his back out to the 17 or 18-yard line. In on that play for Lithia Springs was number 24. That's Jarman Moore, who we've seen quite a bit of in this game. Not much gain there.
Good play by Jason Robbins there to fill a hole right there in the middle. The defensive line and also the linebackers are doing what it takes here in the second half to stop that offense for Lithia Springs.
Gain of 2, and that's being generous. 2nd down and 8. Splitting out wide to the right-hand side is number 14, Rob Stroud. He's been dangerous on a couple of plays. Here's the throw. It's complete to Stroud, who was wide open at the 30-yard line, 40, 45, 50, and brought out of bounds by Michael Sellers. The only thing that saved him from a touchdown, and wide open down there on that right side, Rob Stroud.
There had to be a mix-up in the secondary there. The receiver for Lithia Springs was wide open out there on the right flank. Good thing Mike Sellers has the speed that he does, because that would have been 6 for Lithia Springs if Mike Sellers wasn't there.
The ball is right at midfield, a gain of 32 on the play. First down at midfield for the Lions. Trying to battle back. They've given up 2 touchdowns, and they've scored none of their own, but they have put a field goal across. Give us to Moore beyond midfield to the 49-yard line. Not much beyond that. Number 73, Reggie Benton, in on the stop.
Looks like Newton County is changing up their secondary unit a little bit, bringing Lamar Hips up to play the line of scrimmage a little bit more. Young man can hit real well, so why not bring him up to make some hits in the initial line of scrimmage and bring some of the quicker guys out in the secondary.
2nd down, Newton County 49-yard line. Second down, 9 yards to go. 2 backs for Lithia Springs. Lindley goes in motion and tackled behind the 45-yard line of the quarterback sack is Craig Locklear, and that sack was by Marcelo Baines, who came right through that offensive line.
We keep mentioning Marcelo Baines' name. That's the third tackle he had behind the line of scrimmage, and what he's doing is he's just using that quickness, because he doesn't have a whole lot of size. He's using that quickness to get by those slower, bigger offensive linemen for Lithia Springs and getting back there and corrupting up the backfield of Lithia Springs.
It's a loss of 7. 3rd down and 16. We've seen this all night. Newton County playing that real good defense on 2nd down. Possession play here for the Lions. Locklear drops straight back, throws a deep pass intended for a receiver on the right-hand side and overthrew him. Randy Johnson, the intended receiver. There's a flag on the play. Might be interference against Adrian Carr in coverage.
That seems to be what the call is going to be. Adrian Carr was foot for foot, or he was just in step with the wide receiver for Lithia Springs. Didn't see a whole lot of contact from my viewpoint, but the referee had a lot better angle than I did. But he's going to call interference on Newton County secondary.
Now the ball is spotted down there on the 23-yard line of Newton County. Lithia Springs gained from their own 44 to the Newton County 23. Now the ball is going to be brought back to the 44. I was just about to ask you what they were doing down there on the 23-yard line. And the penalty assessed on interference is how many yards?
Should be 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
And they begin at that 44-yard line, trotted over past midfield into Newton County territory, and they put it down at the Newton 41, so that is a 15-yard penalty.
And a first down. Those kind of penalties will kill you. And not only is it a 15-yard penalty, it's also a first down. And Newton County's just got to go ahead and get rid of those kind of penalties and buckle up on defense.
Adrian Carr in very close coverage. Referees ruled that it was too close on the coverage. And Lithia Springs gets the first down in Newton County territory. Roderick Cheney splits wide to the left side. Give is to Jarvis Lindley. Lindley past the 40 to the 37-yard line and brought down there. Among others, and on the stop, Reggie Benton. Gain of 5, and it'll be second down and 5 yards to go.
Lithia Springs got a good push off the offensive line there that pushed the defenders from Newton County back with a big gain of 6 yards.
Second down play here for Lithia Springs, who is starting to run the ball with a little more authority here. Here's the give to Moore, who gains a yard, maybe 2, out to the 35. Missed a hole and ran into one of his own men out there at the 36. Looks like it'll be no gain on the play, so it'll be third down. Ball still on the Newton 36, and they've got a long 4, short 5 for that first down.
Newton County's using a lot of people on defense, using a lot of their offensive players on defense just to try to see what will help or what will work for the Newton County on the defensive side of the ball.
Lithia Springs using that two-back set. Randy Johnson splits out to the left. Locklear gives off to number 5, the back who is tackled out there at the 37-yard line.
Toy Brown on the stop there. He came up from his secondary position and threw a good tackle on the Lithia Springs ball carrier. Toy Brown's not a very big guy, but he showed a lot of strength on that tackle.
That was Lindley on the run, and he was stopped at the 32, not the 37, so it's a gain of 4 yards and just short of a first down. Fourth down and just a couple of inches for the first down here for Lithia Springs. No wideouts. 3 running backs all standing directly behind one another. Give us to the last back who is out to the 30-yard line. First down. That's Jarvis Lindley.
Jarvis Lindley for Lithia Springs.
And Lindley.
Looks like Lithia Springs just sent their whole offensive team to the right side of the ball and gained just enough for the Lithia Springs to get a first down.
Pardon me, Paul. Telly Smith was in on the stop there for Newton County. And a first down for Lithia Springs, and the ball is on the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
Newton County's had their backs to the wall before. Let's see if they can do it again here early or late in the third quarter.
The Lions will split Cheney wide to the left-hand side. Give us to Brown. Stopped at the 25. Still up now. Finally brought down. Tommy Taylor in on that stop. Also one other tackler who brought him down. That was Torrance McCullum. Had the initial hit.
As I mentioned earlier, we're seeing a lot more gang tackling by the Newton County defense, and that takes a toll later on in the ball game when these Lithia Springs running backs are getting hit by not only one defensive tackler, but also 3 or 4, and it takes a toll late in the ball game.
Lithia Springs has had control of the ball for a lot of this third quarter. This is the 17th play that they have run here in this third quarter. We've got 2 minutes and 6 seconds left as they have been marching very slowly down the field, slowly but surely. Locklear takes it, hands off to Clee Hurley around the right side for a couple of yards, brought out of bounds. It'll be at about the 22-yard line and taken out of bounds by Tommy Taylor. Toy Brown also in on the stop.
Looks like a Lithia Springs offensive lineman's down on the play. Steven Edwards, he's not only playing offense, he's also been just a tremendous asset to their defensive squad. He looks like he's lipping off that. Looks like it's not very serious.
Now we've got a minute and a half left in the quarter. It's on the 22-yard line. 3rd and 5 for the Lions. Rams in a 4-man front. Locklear dropping back to pass. Short pass is complete at the 15 and slammed and out of bounds. Good coverage there from Toy Brown. Allowed the completion, but knocked him immediately after impact.
Good coverage there by Toy Brown and gave him a little bit of a cushion. Gave him about a 5-yard cushion. Gave him enough cushion to make the reception, and a good tackle to throw him out of bounds.
Ball will be on the 15-yard line, and it will be another first down for Lithia Springs. No wideouts this time. Pardon me, there's one guy out to the right-hand side. The give is to Lindley, who is stopped at the 17. Good defense from the Rams, especially number 58, Courtney Williams.
On defense for Newton County, Courtney Williams.
Courtney's doing a good job on his side of the ball. He's not letting a lot of option or a lot of sprint outs to his side of the ball, which means he's getting a lot of penetration, and that's assisting the people back in the secondary. Good job by that young man.
It's a loss of 2, 2nd and 12, and again the Rams trying to buckle up inside that 20-yard line. They've been pretty good inside that 20 for most of this game. Taking the snap is Craig Locklear. Rolling out to the right side, looking for the receiver up the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Randy Johnson. Lithia Springs wanting an interference call, but not receiving it on that play.
You can't say enough for the secondary for Newton County there. Toy Brown, Lamar Hips, Torrance McCullum, and Jamal Marks all had their men covered, and the quarterback for Lithia Springs just had no one to throw it to.
That secondary for Newton County, a very speedy one. In fact, this team really built around speed. Lots of speedy running backs and lots of speedy folks in that secondary, aided by those very strong linebackers. 3rd down and 12. Locklear rolls out to the right and fumbles the football on the 25 and is brought down there. Number 84, Telly Smith, chasing the quarterback all the way. Fumbled and recovered, though, by Locklear. It'll be 4th down and a long yardage situation.
Good play there by Rico Williams. He was sprinting into the ball and saw the quarterback sprinting out and just tripped him up, got him by his shoelaces, and caused the fumble.
And that'll be the end of your 3rd quarter of action. It's 14-3 in favor of the Newton County Rams as they look for their first win of 1993 in their home opener here at Homer Sharp Stadium. We'll be back with your 4th quarter of action right after this. Ram football on WGFS, AM 1430.
September Best Buys at Mayfield Ace Hardware.
Kevin Holden.
Thank you very much. Newton County looking to stop the Lions. The ball is spotted on the 26-yard line as Locklear had a 9-yard loss on that last play, and the Rams looking good on defense inside that 20. It'll be 4th down and a mile to go. Ball is on the 26-yard line. On the scoreboard, it says they have 20 yards to go for a first down. Looks like even longer than that.
Looks to me like they're going to try a long field goal again, give their kicker another chance to kick a long one.
They have gone to Mullinax twice tonight. He let them down one time, but he kicked a very good field goal of 44 yards with some room to spare, and it was toward this right field goal post that he's kicking at right now. It'll be a 42-yard attempt for Ben Mullinax. This would cut the lead to 8. Here's the snap. It's good. So is the hold. The kick nowhere near, and again bounces on the 2-yard line. And tough times for Ben Mullinax. 2 straight field goals with bad kicks.
The last one he attempted on the other side of the ball field, got a bad snap and a bad hold and had a real bad kick. But this time, this pass kick, he had a good hold. Just apparently just got the ball, got up under it or topped it or something, and just not a very good kick.
So the Rams will get the football at their own 20-yard line, and 80 yards to go for a touchdown, leading by 11, trying to put the game on ice right here. Newton County has run one offensive play in the second half. Give us to Cordell Benton up the right sideline, knocks a helmet off at the 30-yard line. Fumble on the play.
Newton County handoff to Cordell Benton. There is a fumble on the play.
And we'll see who has the football.
They'll call it a first down for Newton County. Again, the ball popped loose when he hit the ground. The ground cannot cause a fumble. The referee's signaling first down, Newton County.
Ram fans will take it and will not say a word. That'll be a good call by the referees, of course, but the Ram fans happy that it's not a fumble on the play. It's a gain of almost exactly 10 yards. 10 yards for Benton and the first down.
Apparently Cordell's got a problem with his helmet. That's the second time his helmet has come off, and he's wanting to come over and fix it, but he's still back out there. A lot of determination from Cordell Benton.
Newton County first down from their own 30. Going to a different formation here, and Michael Sellers handing off to Adrian Carr, who is stopped at the 35, goes forward to the 38-yard line, and tripping him up there on that play for Lithia Springs is number 14, Rob Stroud.
Good run there by Adrian Carr. A little misdirection, veer to the left side. Was stopped there for about a 4-yard gain by the shoestrings and just pulled the defender another 3 or 4 yards for about a 7-yard gain.
The difference between quantity and quality, the Rams ran one play from scrimmage in the third quarter, an 80-yard run from Michael Sellers for a touchdown. Lithia Springs from scrimmage ran 21 plays, no touchdowns. So the Rams putting the quality up on the board, not the quantity, but they've got that 11-point lead, and that's what matters in this one. Rams going back to that spread formation, one wide out to the left-hand side. Sellers takes it himself to the 45 and fumbles the football. Adrian Carr will pick it up at the 50 with a running start to the 40 to the 35, brought down at the 33-yard line and brought down by Jarvis Lindley. Adrian Carr right there, a little more luck for the Newton County Rams.
I tell you what, that was a lucky play from Michael Sellers. Coach Cook's having a real big talk with him, telling his quarterback not to do that again. Got real lucky. The ball popped up right in Adrian Carr's hand and advanced the ball another 15 or 20 yards. But Rams were very lucky on that particular play.
And it'll be a first down for the Rams after that lucky play, and they are on the 31.5-yard line. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. They're on the Lithia Springs 31.5. Sellers will take it himself to the 30-yard line and just beyond. Brought down by number 44, Rodney Moore.
Had a good read on that play. Mike Sellers did a real good read on that play. Wasn't nothing there on the first fullback dive. Just tugged the ball under and got what he could, about a 2-yard gain.
That's exactly what it is, a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 from the 30. Rams could pretty much put this one out of reach with a touchdown. Here's the give to Cordell Benton out to the 27-yard line. And on the tackle for Lithia Springs is Rodney Moore.
We're seeing a good job from the offensive line for the Newton County Rams. Drew Denman, Charles Bray, Kelvin Usher, Doug Parrish, and T.J. Harper just pushing that defensive line from Lithia Springs straight down the ball field. And this is the kind of ball that Coach Jack Cook likes to see. Ball control, get some time off the clock, and this is what he wants to see from his offensive squad.
This Lithia Springs team has still not scored a touchdown in the 1993 season, only managed 3 points last week against Fayette County. Sellers takes the snap looking to pass, incomplete, intended for Patrick Warren, just a bad pass there on the part of Sellers.
Pass was a little bit behind the wide receiver for Newton County, number 15, Patrick Warren. Newton County is going to a wide variety of formations here. I think they're going to bring in their place kicker, Wes Billingsley, to try about a 45-yarder. I'm sure he's capable from this yard. Let's see what he can do.
Wes Billingsley, as we mentioned before, used to the big situations. He has performed in the past last year, 2 very important field goals, and was 2 for 2 in the situation. This would give the Rams a 14-point lead. Here's the hold, the snap, the kick, and it is no good. Off to the left, and Wes Billingsley missing the 44-yard attempt. Your score is 14-3 in favor of the Newton County Rams. It's 8:18 left to go in the fourth quarter, and we're going to keep it right here as Wes Billingsley, Paul, missing by just a little bit over on that left side.
Had a lot of distance on that kick. He just looked like he hooked it a little bit to the left. Looked like the ball had plenty of distance. It was just hooking to the left, and those kind of kicks you got to try early in the season. You got to try them early in the season to see if you can do them. I'm sure he's very capable from that distance. It's just that was a good idea from Coach Jack Cook to try that. Nothing hurt. The Lithia Springs is down on the 20-yard line.
So one of the Lithia Springs players is down, and he's being tended to by the Lithia Springs coach Homer Hector, and one of the managers for the Lions out there tending to that player on the 30-yard line. And while they do that, why don't we take this break, and we'll take this time out and be back with the remainder of your fourth quarter of Ram football action right after these messages.
Coast to Coast on the Square in Covington is your Pennington Seed headquarters, from grass seed to garden seed, lawn fertilizer, and garden chemicals. Coast to Coast has a wide variety of Pennington products to help.
Thank you very much, Paul Dailey, my color man for today's game. Craig Locklear rolling out to the right-hand side, first down on the 20, pass is incomplete. It was intended for Jarman Moore, big number 24, over at the 28-yard line, missed that pass. Trying to pass on first down as the Lions trying to get something going here, down 11 points. 8 minutes and 12 seconds left here from Covington, Georgia at Homer Sharp Stadium. We want to remind you about the next game coming up. It'll be next Saturday against the Meadow Creek Mustangs. That will be played at the Berkmar High School Stadium. And, of course, we'll have the live play-by-play action beginning with the tailgate show next Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. Second down, 10 yards to go. Locklear this time rolls out to the left-hand side. Penalty flag, pass is complete at the 33-yard line. Another penalty flag thrown out there. Calvin Lee caught the pass and tackled at the 37, but there's a flag at the 15 and a flag at the 35, and we got to sort out the mess before we decide anything.
I think what we're going to have back here towards the line of scrimmage is an offensive hold for Lithia Springs, and down here on the 35-yard line, we're going to have a face mask for Newton County. Let's see what the referees sort out here.
The referee staring at us here in the press box calls a face mask against Newton County. And a penalty also against Lithia Springs. It's a holding penalty.
I think what they want to do here, Kevin, is just go ahead and say, let's just do that whole play over again. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to redo second down here.
You remember back in the days playing sandlot football when you had do-overs? Well, guess what we have? We have a do-over. It is second down, and the ball is on the 20-yard line after offsetting penalties.
We have a lot of those do-overs in our golf games every week.
I have a feeling a lot of people have do-overs in their golf games. Second down from the 20-yard line as we try it a second time. Offsetting penalties of 15 yards each. The give is to the back, out to the right side. Tackled behind the 20-yard line. Great play there. That was Toy Brown. And great speed from Toy Brown, catching Jarvis Lindley on the right side.
Tell you what, he doesn't have a whole lot of size, but that young man is very determined. He's had a lot of big plays tonight with preventing Lithia Springs to gain any yards. He's doing a tremendous job. Probably one of the biggest games he's ever played.
And it'll be third down in a long yardage situation. How many times have we said that tonight? Been very important for the Rams, and in third down situations they have been very effective, and that's why Lithia Springs has not scored. One wide out, split out to the left. Locklear tackled behind the line of scrimmage. The quarterback sack, and a very ecstatic number 32, Rico Williams. Linebacker came in and got to Craig Locklear immediately.
Good decision there by Newton County to run a blitz there on a third and 100 yards. You're going to have to send a blitz in there because you know what's coming in the pass, and that's exactly what Newton County did there, and it paid off for them with a big loss.
Fourth down, and about a mile and a half to go. Maybe a mile and 3/4. Ball is on the 11-yard line, but Lithia Springs cannot afford to punt the ball here. They're going to call a timeout. And while they do, we will as well, and we'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football, and they have a 14-3 lead. We'll have more action after this on WGFS, AM 1430. And we are back at Homer Sharp Stadium, and their score is 14-3 in favor of the Newton County Rams. The ball is on the 11-yard line. Lithia Springs with about 19 yards to go. And on fourth down, looks like they're going to have to go for it. Down 11 points. They can't afford to put the ball away in this situation.
I don't know. With that much yardage and down on that side of the field, I don't know if I'd be going for it. Now, I think they've changed their mind. I think they have decided to punt.
That's why they called the timeout. They wanted to talk it over, and that's what's going to happen as Mullinax is going to be back to punt. That's Locklear back there to punt this time. The quarterback going to do his own punting. There's a kick out to the 40-yard line. Spiraling kick now bounces down to the 45-yard line. That's the Lithia Springs 45 and brought down right there. It'll be a punt of 35 yards, and the Rams with good field position.
Newton County needs to go ahead and establish a good ground game, what they've been doing most of the second half here. Run some of the time off the clock and just put that last nail in the coffin here and run away from Homer Sharp Stadium with the first win of the season.
First down and 10 for the Rams on the Lithia Springs 46.
6 seconds left to play in the ballgame. First and
Back to an extended wishbone formation. 3 running backs. Cordell Benton goes in motion, and the give is to Benton beyond the 45 to the 40. Still driving down to the 39, and eludes the tacklers. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Rams! Cordell Benton refused to go down on that play. He was down twice by those Lithia Springs tacklers, but refused to go down. Goes 46 yards, and once again on the first play of a drive, Newton County puts a touchdown on the board. This one, a relatively short one compared to the other two, 46 yards.
Good play there by Cordell Benton. He just kept twisting and turning, kept twisting and turning, and just kept twisting and turning until he found some open field, and no one on the Lithia Springs could catch it. Good play by Newton County.
Did you mention that he did some twisting and turning on that play?
He did once or twice.
West Billingsley in to attempt the extra point. It's 20-7 in favor of Newton County. Here's the snap. It's a bad one. And the Newton County number 12 is going to attempt a pass there. That's Stephen Smith. And the pass will be incomplete, an ill-fated pass. Not anybody from Newton County down in that area.
Going to have a holding penalty on West Billingsley. It was a mishap on the snap, and he was trying to save his partner there and just grabbed the defender, and you just can't do that, Wes.
So that point after attempt, due to a bad snap, is botched, but it's 20-3 in favor of Newton County, and we'll be back with more exciting Newton County Rams football action after this on WGFS AM 1430.
When's the best time to get big?
Back here at Newton County football, where Newton County is leading 20-3, and with the remaining of your play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
It has been a very good one for the Rams, who now have a 20-3 lead, and the time ticks off. We've got 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the ball game. Newton County Ram fans, quite a few of them here on the home sideline for this home opener. Some of them headed for the exits already.
Quite a bit of time left. Newton County has a great score for them. Puts them up 17 points. But there's a lot of time left, and I know Coach Jack Cook knows that, and he's going to get his defenders in there and play good defense.
Ty Crowder and Jarvis Lindley are back to receive for Lithia Springs. Here's Billingsley's kick. It's a high end-over-end kick, goes into the end zone. There's the best kick of the year by Billingsley, out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Billingsley, with his longest kickoff of the year, 62-63 yards with the bounce out the other end of the end zone, past 70 yards for a touchback.
Looks like there's a penalty on the play. I think it's going to be offsides by the kickoff team for Newton County. So what they'll do, they'll back it up 5 yards and try it again, give them another chance to see if they can put his big foot in there.
Well, the penalty goes against Newton County, and one disappointed man is Wes Billingsley, because he certainly had a great kick there, but he's going to have to do it over again, and probably from a different yard line, from the 35 it looks like, as the 5-yard penalty will be assessed on Newton County. And that gives Crowder and Lindley an opportunity to move up an extra 5 yards.
Looks like the defenders there on the kickoff team for Newton County were real anxious to go down there and make a hit, and just got a little bit anxious and just pushed the ball back 35 to the 5-yard line, 5 yards back to the 35, and we'll try it again.
So Billingsley will try it again, this time from his own 35-yard line. Same folks back to receive. That means Billingsley is standing on his own 28. Ram fans excited about the victory that may come here with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left. Here's an end-over-end kick at the 15-yard line. And Lindley takes it to the 20 to the 25 and falls down there after stumbling. Tommy Taylor in on the stop, along with James Jackson also in.
Look for Lithia Springs here to open it up. They don't have a whole lot of time left, and we'll probably see a lot of some passes to keep the clock from moving so fast. So Newton County secondary is going to have to buckle up, and we'll have to get a lot of pass rush from the defensive line.
The ball will be on the 26-yard line. Lithia Springs, first down and 10. Looking to pass here, down by 17 points. Here's a pass completed at the 30-yard line and tackled right there. Rico Williams with the tackle. Lindley caught the pass, Jarvis Lindley, and there's a flag on the play. We'll check and see what the penalty is. The ball was caught at the 33, and the referees rather spotted at the 34-yard line.
Well, that's going to be his illegal man downfield. Apparently one of the offensive linemen for Lithia Springs went a little bit farther than they should have, and pretty sure that's going to be a loss of down.
I've got a question for you, Paul. The referee signaled hand on the head. How in the world did that come to mean illegal receiver downfield?
I guess they ran out of hand movements, and I guess they just said, well, let's just do something on top of our head here, and this looks like a illegal man downfield, and it's a loss of down plus a yardage penalty.
Yardage penalty is 5 yards. Spotted more like a 4-yard penalty. But the penalty on Lithia Springs for 5 yards, it'll be first down from the 22-yard line.
First down, 15 yards to go.
First and 15 for the Lithia Springs Lions. We've got 5:40 now left in the final quarter. Locklear back to pass at the 30-yard line, incomplete. And the pass was intended for Clee Hurley.
Good coverage there by Jason Robbins, moving out of his linebacker spot to go to run alongside the sideline with the running back. Good coverage by the big linebacker for Newton County.
The Ram defense has been, to put it nicely, Ram tough on this Lithia Springs Lion team. 5:35 left. Second down, 15 yards. Locklear taking the snap over center, going to hand off to number 2, Clee Hurley, at the 23, the 24. Jason Robbins in on the tackle. Lamar Hips also there for Newton County. Not much gain. Once again, a third down situation. Quite a few yards to go.
Good play by Jason Robbins. He's freeing up, the defensive linemen are freeing him up to where he can roam around there 3 or 4 yards behind the ball and make several tackles like he's doing now.
Forcing the other team to pass, and they've been doing it all night long. Third down and 12, another possession play here for Lithia Springs. They split Rob Stroud out to the left, and Locklear rolling out to that left-hand side. Here's the pass. It's up and complete to Moore at the 45-yard line, down to the 40, and there's a penalty flag, a couple of them, as Moore finally tackled beyond midfield at the 38-yard line of Newton County. Big pass there from Locklear to Jarman Moore.
Big play there by Lithia Springs, and I'm interested to see what the call is. Lithia Springs sideline are signaling that it's against Newton County, waiting for the call from the black and white stripe people. They're the referees. Looks like it is going to go against Newton County, waiting on the call. Face mask call against Newton County.
The penalty is face mask against.
And it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a 15-yard mark-off. It's going to bring Lithia Springs on down to about the 25-yard line.
We'll see where the ball is spotted, but that a very big play and a 15-yard penalty against Newton County. In this fourth quarter, Newton County has had 35 penalty yards, very uncharacteristic of a team that doesn't rack up that many penalty yards. They're a very disciplined team. The ball is spotted at the 23-yard line. It was a 37-yard pass from Locklear to Moore, plus the penalty makes it first down, and the ball will be on the Newton 23. Locklear takes the snap with 4.5 left to go. Give is to Lindley. Make that Hurley. That's at the 20, at the 15, past the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Rico Williams in on the stop, but chasing Hurley down that right side.
Good run there by Lithia Springs. Marcelo Baines had a good shot at him in the backfield. Just lost his foot and didn't come up with a tackle. Lamar Hips had a good shot at him and had a block at the last moment, and Rico Williams saved the touchdown.
It'll be first and goal for Lithia Springs. We've got 4:07, 4:06, 4:05, and it just keeps ticking. 10 yards to go for Lithia Springs. Locklear handing off. Lindley, no going nowhere. He is stuffed. And we get to say it again, a slew of Newton County tacklers in on the play.
Again, is that big linebacker for Newton County, Jason Robbins. Those are the ones you want to put in the record book. When the colleges are looking for you as far as scouting, that'd be a great one to put on his highlight film, the face-up tackle driving the ball carrier back in the backfield.
And it's second down and goal.
And he's only a junior.
One more year even after this one. We've got 8 more games this year.
Second down, goal to go for Lithia Springs.
That guy is going to be the anchor of the Newton County defense for the next 2 years. Locklear taking the snap. Give is to Jarvis Lindley. Lindley beyond the 10-yard line. Tommy Taylor stopping him there along with Lamar Hips inside the 10.
Lamar Hips on the stop for Newton County.
Good play by the Newton County defense, moving towards the ball, a lot of lateral speed there. Again, Jason Robbins making a hit, and with assistance from Lamar Hips. Good play by Newton County.
Officials give a Newton County spot back at the 10-yard line. No gain from Lindley on the play. Randy Johnson splits wide to the right as the ball on the left hash marker of the 10-yard line. Dropping back to pass and incomplete. Rico Williams stopping Craig Locklear there, who just tried to get the ball off.
Coach Cook over here hollering on the sideline should have been intentional grounding because there was nothing but blue shirts around the quarterback, and he just let go of the ball.
Much to go. Locklear going to the pass, and Toy Brown in coverage knocks it away. No flag.
That's intended for Roderick Cheney.
Roderick Cheney was supposed to catch that pass, but Toy Brown with good coverage, and the incomplete pass gives Newton County the football with 2:29 left.
That's just your basic two-step drop and lob it to the corner of the end zone, and Toy Brown read it the whole way. And good defensive play there by number 25 for the Newton County Rams, Toy Brown.
Well, Newton County with an opportunity here to sit on the football with 2:29 left. They'll probably have to get at least one first down.
Look for Coach Cook just to keep it on the ground here and just let that clock kick. Tick, 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 and I'm sure Lithia Springs will use a couple timeouts.
Going to the spread formation. Give is to the back and fumbled at the 13-yard line. That's Patrick Gaither. Newton County recovering, but Patrick Gaither has had trouble holding on to that football. That's the first time we've seen him run in this game, if I'm not mistaken. That is absolutely right. Gaither running for the first time here. Gets a gain of a couple of yards, 3 in fact. 2nd down and 7.
2nd down, 7 yards to go for the Rams.
Under 2 minutes now left to play. Sellers with a fumbled snap runs out to the left sideline. Open field at the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, 45, and brought out of bounds. Ty Crowder caught up to him. And it looks like it'll be spotted at the 47-yard line. Once again, Michael Sellers using excellent speed after a botched snap.
Newton County offense had nothing on that play, and it just shows the athletic ability of their quarterback to turn a no-gain play into a huge gain to go ahead and use more time off the clock.
1:49 now left to go. Newton County a 17-point lead, looking to move to 1-1. Here in 1993, their next opponent, the Meadow Creek Mustangs, next Saturday, September 18th at 7:30 p.m. Drew Denman snaps the ball. Michael Sellers taking it beyond the 50 and out to the 48-yard line. And a stop there from Rodney Moore.
There was a miss up in the backfield. Mike Sellers turned to his right to hand the ball off, and no one was there. So he just did what a smart quarterback will do, is just duck his head and get what he can, and he ended up getting 5 yards.
That's a heads-up play there from Sellers, because you have a tendency in that situation to panic when you turn to the right and see nothing. But he recovered and gained 5 on the play, and again, great athletic ability and good reading on the part of Michael Sellers, reading of the defense and also of his own offense. Andy Rudd takes the ball beyond the 45 to the 42-yard line. Andy Rudd hasn't seen the ball much in this game.
Newton County offensive line is doing exactly what they need to do. Drew Parrish there putting someone on his back. Drew Denman, the little guy on the center, that's playing center, doing his job. The whole offensive line for Newton County is doing an excellent job pushing the Lithia Springs defenders back.
53, 52, 51 seconds left. It'll be 1st down and 10. Sellers takes the snap, and the give is to Gaither. Gaither to the 35, past the 35 to the 33-yard line. And on the stop, Rodney Moore.
Coach Cook is telling his offensive running backs, just hold that ball, hold that ball. The offensive coordinator is telling the linemen to keep pushing, and that's exactly what they're doing. Newton County is just pushing it down their throats here late in the 4th quarter.
Just a few seconds left in this game. Newton County avenging a loss to Lithia Springs last year over in Lithia Springs, 26-21 the score of that game. This will be the last play as there are 7 seconds left. Sellers will take it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rams win. 20-3 is your score. And Newton County moves to 1-1 on the season. Michael Sellers taking the 1-yard loss, but taking the victory. And the Rams beat the Lithia Springs Lions and atone for last year's loss. Your final score, Newton County 20, Lithia Springs 3. And we will be back to wrap it up for you and give you your final stats of the game right after this here on WGFS AM 1430.
Bulldog Tire Company is Covington's complete car care center and your headquarters for Bridgestone, Michelin, and Summit tires. At Bulldog Tire, they have recaps, wheels, and they offer wheel alignment, tune-ups, brake service, road and farm service, radiator repair, computer balancing, plus much more. They are open from 7:30 in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening, Monday through Friday, and 7:30 to 2 o'clock on Saturday. Call 787-6030 for Bulldog Tire, Covington's complete car care center.
At Home Video, we'll prove that we are the movie rental store in Covington. Rent 5 movies for 5 days for only $5. Where else can you find a deal like that? Home Video also has Nintendo rentals for only 99 cents per day. Call Home Video 784-9335 or stop by their store in Newton Plaza and ask for details. At Home Video, we're going to make you glad you stayed home. 784-9335 for Home Video.
Your authorized agent for Pactel Cellular is East Metro Cellular. With Oki, NEC, Fujitsu, Motorola, Uniden, and AudioVox cellular phones, East Metro Cellular is your complete communications headquarters. Motorola pagers starting at just $8.25 per month for service. Several cellular phone rate plans. Two-way radios for most all applications. Come talk to one of our trained salespeople about the advantages of cellular. That's East Metro Cellular, 7115 Highway 278 in Covington. Or call us at 786-6796. That's 786-6796. At East Metro Cellular, we'll help you reach your calling.
Pactel Cellular will help you reach your calling.
And we are back at Homer Sharp Stadium for the final time as Newton County gathered at midfield around their head coach Jack Cook. They received their first win of the 1993 season, 20-3 at the hands of the Lithia Springs Lions. Some final stats in this game. Newton County led on the ground from Adrian Carr and Mike Sellers. Adrian Carr rushed 9 times for 116 yards and a touchdown. Michael Sellers 12 times rushing the ball for 143 yards. He also scored once. Cordell Benton 5 rushes for 57 yards and a touchdown. A couple of other folks got into the action. Nothing major gained there. All in all, Newton County gaining 326 yards on the ground. The key in the 20-3 victory over Lithia Springs. And Paul Dailey, my man, as far as the color is concerned for this game, and you have some defensive statistics there, and some folks have really picked it up on defense, and that was the difference here as well.
That's exactly right. You look at the last week's game against Heritage where there was almost no defense at all, and you look at this game for Newton County, and the Newton County defense only allowed 3 points. A couple of big people play major roles in the defensive effort for Newton County is Jason Robbins. He had 14 big stops, and that's something that doesn't go unnoticed by the defensive coordinator and also the coach for Jack Cook. Also, Rico Williams was in on 10 stops, a couple of big stops behind the line of scrimmage, and Toy Brown also made a lot of plays in the backfield. Good all-around effort by the Newton County defensive squad, and also the offense putting the points on the board. Just a good all-around game for Newton County.
Paul, there are several candidates here for star of the game. Of course, Adrian Carr, also Michael Sellers, and a lot of folks on defense who really did the job. If you had to pick one person who stands out as the player of the game, who would you give it to?
Well, being a defensive person like I am, I have to lean towards the defense because the defense is going to keep you winning or losing. And last week, the defense didn't help us out a lot, and of course, we ended up with a loss. So, of course, my player of the game would be Jason Robbins with the outstanding effort that he showed here tonight.
Jason Robbins, 14 tackles, as you mentioned before. Lots of big stops for Jason. And Newton County with the victory. Certainly the defense did the job. They only allowed the 1 field goal, no touchdowns against Lithia Springs. And Newton County sends the folks home happy with a 20-3 victory. Next action for the Newton County Rams football team is next Saturday against the Meadow Creek Mustangs. And that will begin with the tailgate show at 7 o'clock. Play-by-play action begins at 7:30. If you're going to go to the game, go to Berkmar High School and the Berkmar Stadium because Meadow Creek plays over there at the Berkmar Stadium. It'll be Newton County versus Meadow Creek. Any final thoughts here on this game between Newton County and Lithia Springs?
But Newton County's just got to go ahead and be satisfied with this game, this production on the offense and the defense. Of course, you got to keep improving, and I'm sure Coach Cook is going to tell them that this week. You can't be satisfied with just one victory, and I'm sure he's going to tell them what they did wrong and what they did right, and work on those things this week and be prepared for Meadow Creek on Saturday.
And we've got to give some credit to one man who helped us out tremendously over there, our spotter.
We had a lot of work from Trey Cow, and he came down from Gwinnett County to help us out with the spotting, and he helped us out with these defensive stats, and we appreciate him being with us tonight.
We most certainly do, and it was a good night here at Homer Sharp Stadium. 20-3 your final, and for Trey Cowan and for Paul Dailey and executive producer Jeff Johnson, this is Kevin Holden saying again your final score 20-3 in favor of the Newton County Rams. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to exciting Newton County Rams football on WGFS AM 1430. Ram football has been brought to you by the Family Health Food Store, Newton Federal Savings and Loan, Coast to Coast Home and Auto, Covington Cable Television, City Pharmacy, Mayfield Ace Hardware, Patrick's Feed and Seed in downtown Covington, Courtesy Ford, East Metro Cellular, American Insurance Agency representing Cotton States Insurance, Ludy's Sports Shop, the City of Covington Public Utilities, Rhodes Printing, and Bulldog Tire. Join us again next week for live coverage of Newton County Rams football. You are listening to Covington and Newton County Sports Leader, WGFS AM 1430.